Hello everyone, so as you can see this is my balcony, there's a tree out there. That's not what this video is going to be about, but I just thought I'd start off by showing you as this is the view that I can see right now. What I wanted to really talk to you about is my swirly drawings. Maybe if I turn the camera around. Yeah, so I've been doing sort of my own style of art, started about end of 2012. Yeah, so I just sort of developed my own little swirly drawings, which I'll show you in a minute. I think they're quite unique and they take a long time to do, between 5 and 6 hours a page, depending on the size of page. So my smaller book, which I'll show you in a minute, they used to take probably 4.5 to 5 hours, don't know, depends on also what I draw. But I can start to show you what pens I use. So I use these Staedtler fine liners. So you may already have some at home, I don't know. Here's an example of one. They're very, very fine. I don't know if you see that, if that'll focus. Very thin pen, anyway. Yeah, and so to really get an idea of what these swirly drawings are, here's my first notebook. So I got this, I don't know, I think it was about April last year. My mum gave it to me for Easter or something. Maybe it was March then. I don't know. Anyway, and I just thought, oh, this would be great, because I'd been already drawing swirly drawings, but they were just on lined paper and patterns, really. So I started to make them into drawings. So here's my first ever sort of picture one in a proper book, blank page, not lined paper, that sort of thing. So it's of Hello Kitty with a sort of rainbow background. And if you can see the little swirls, this camera won't focus very well. There you go. So each individual little swirl, it takes a long time. So I just thought maybe I'd show you through my book. The next one is not very good. It was sort of an experiment. I went to Amsterdam and I just sort of tried to do the flag of Holland in the background and then the letters Amsterdam, but the swirls were very small and the letter, I did it on a coach most of it, so it's not very neat. This one was my third one. It's a butterfly with sort of triangular background. Just to note here, I didn't use any rulers or anything, so yeah, the triangles are probably not perfect, but I think it was quite effective. Then I drew a fruit bowl. So as you can see, you've got banana, orange, grapes, pineapple, and apple in this bowl, and then I sort of thought this effect would be a bit like kitchen tiles, so maybe like a wallpaper and a kitchen floor to go with the fruit bowl. I really quite like this one because it was quite a lot of fun to draw. It's little bees and they've all got little smiley faces, so not very realistic, but it's good fun. So here we've got sort of undergrowth going on, flowers and the bees themselves. And the background was actually quite time consuming, a sort of part to do, because it's not just the light blue, it's this turquoisey blue, but it sort of blends in from a distance, so it looks like a sky. Well, I hope it looks like the sky. So anyway, carrying on further with this little tour of my book, the next one is a sort of sunset with a swing. For some reason the swirls seem to have got incredibly small here. I don't know if my camera will focus. There you go. It's almost a bit chaotic, I find, but yeah. I remember doing this in a concert because I study music and we have to go to concerts every Monday, and I remember finishing this one off then. The next one, quite a lot of people seem to like. My friend requested it. So it's just two little pandas with some bamboo. This bamboo background took hours to do. And again, I think it's because the swirls have become very, very small. It's a bit of a shame that my black pen was running out at that time, so the pandas are not incredibly like black, the colour. It came out more grey, but yeah, I still think it has a nice effect. As I just said, I study music, so this was a sort of just fun music one. Did lots of random Italian and English music terms on a sort of swirly stave. It's a bit of fun. And I remember starting this at a rowing competition, and I think some of my friends at rowing were a bit like, what are you doing? But it's good fun. Next one, we have some beach huts. So we've got the blue one. I think I made a mistake, so I had to write a name on it, called it Sea View, but I didn't really bother with names for the others. yeah, I really like beach huts in England. I think they're really cute, and yeah, thought this would be a nice picture to draw. This one, it says SUBC. This is actually my rowing club logo from university, so it's Southampton University Boat Club. Stag is like the university logo, and then it says, I don't know how to speak Latin, but strenuus ardua sedunt. I can't remember what it means, but something about working hard and blah blah. And yeah, I did that at another rowing competition. Here's a frog I drew. I sort of want it to look like a twilight picture, so the effect of the sky here, you've got this purple and this dark pink blending together, and also here, if you can see, there's two types of blue. And yeah, the little frog on his lily pad. Well, it's quite a big frog actually. This is another one that took me forever. I copied it from a paisley pattern from the internet, but obviously I changed the colours and made it my own a bit. Yeah, the paisley swirly things, whatever you call them, are not completely exact. They should have been, yeah, I should have planned it a bit more, but I kind of don't really draw anything out before I just go for it and see what it turns out like. So yeah, black background, took forever, but yeah, it was fun. This is one of my personal favourites because I really like the Union Jack flag. I think it's a really cool flag design, and I thought I'd make it a bit more modern art like, so changed the colours completely. You've got the yellow, the pink, and yeah, the purple as well, and then the pink blends here over to make a sort of red colour. And obviously the telephone boxes, you've got the standard classic one, and then you've got the one that looks a bit like a TARDIS from Doctor Who, and then two more. Moving swiftly on, I do not like this one at all, but I remember I did it on a train to Marseille, and it was supposed to be a picture of my sister and my cousin. It's not very realistic, but the thing is I don't have any skin colour, and I didn't, you know, to make the eyes and things swirly, it didn't really work out. It was more of an experiment. So this is the next one in the book. It's a sort of underwater scene, but again, like with the bees, I've made the characters have smiley faces, so start with the octopus. I think the whole picture I actually started with him first. But then you've got jellyfish and some turtles, some stingrays, a little smile. I should have drawn a smiley face on the starfish actually, but I don't think I did. There's a little eel. The seahorse went a bit wrong, but anyway. That's the swirly one there. This is a very crazy one. I really wanted to draw some funny shaped clocks. I don't really know why. I thought it would be cool to do like strawberries and hearts and things. But then when I came to it, I couldn't really think of that many shapes that would look good with the clock face, because you have to fit the numbers in. It's actually quite difficult. I start with the grandfather clock in the middle. And yeah, the crazy background with many bright colours. It's kind of very psychedelic in a way. But yeah, it was good fun to draw as well. Here we've got swan and 4 cygnets and a sort of sunsetty background here. You probably noticed the swirls have got bigger again, and I actually think I prefer this size swirl because I think you can see the detail more, and I think it brings out the features of like the animal or whatever I've drawn here. Yeah, I drew this on a coach back from Germany. So you can see I bring this book everywhere with me, and especially with travelling and things, it's really good fun. The next one, some of you may recognise this if you've been to Paper Chase at any point. This is a complete copy of a design from Paper Chase. They have, my sister has a mug with all these little characters on. So the little cherry, the ice cream. I just love this mug. It's one of my favourite mugs. It belongs to my sister, but I try and steal it whenever I can. And yeah, so they've all got their own little face, their own little personality, toast, hot chocolate. Yeah, so that was a really fun one to draw. I thought it would be nice to keep a simple background, so just this sort of very pale grey blue, almost turquoise. I don't really know what colour it is, but yeah, that was a cute one to draw. You may or may not know, but I've got a lot of gymnastic videos on my channel, and yeah, I used to love gymnastics. I still love it, but I don't really do it anymore. But yeah, I wanted to draw something to sum up London 2012 gymnastics because it was so good. And yeah, so gymnast on a beam, pink and purple background, quite girly, but yeah, thought it went quite well. So that's that one. Right, this one I drew on the way back from Lucerne. It's actually a picture of Lucerne if you've ever been there in Switzerland. So you've got the Swiss flag here, and then this is the flag of Lucerne. Got a little swan swimming there because it's very famous for having little swans. This bridge is very famous because it burnt down, I'm not sure when, but I think they rebuilt it in 1993 or something like that. And it's really famous, everyone walks there, it's got an iconic scene people take pictures of, and yeah, Lucerne. So that was very tricky to draw with the proportions, it's getting smaller away here. Yeah, the mountain behind. I mean, I think if you knew the place you'd probably recognise it, but yeah, it's not exact. This next one is 2 owls. Now I can show you what I based the owls on. Here one is. So, don't know if you can see the resemblance, maybe a bit. I bought this somewhere in Germany. There's a little island on Lake Constance called Mainau. And I was kind of missing my sister a bit because I'm on my year abroad here. And I thought, oh, I want to buy her a present. So I bought her this owl, but facing the other way. So you can imagine that one. So she has it in her university room in Cardiff, and I have mine here. And yeah, so I took a picture of them when I was on the flower island, Mainau, and I put the owls on a bench. Obviously they didn't look this big on the bench, but that was the idea behind it. Now this one, this was quite fun to draw. I really wanted to draw something to sum up the Christmas markets in Germany. So it says Frohe Weihnachten, which means Merry Christmas in German. And then we've got a stall here that says Süßigkeiten, so sweets. And it says 2 euros for 100 grams. And if you can see here, don't know, you can say Frohes Fest. And yeah, I think that's, someone says für dich, so it means for you, and like happy holidays kind of thing. And this other one is Glühwein. No, Glühwein is a bit like mulled wine, if you don't know. Very traditional at these Christmas markets. So yeah, it's got this price here, $2.50, and then Kinderpunsch, so also like, yeah, the, what do you call it? Yeah, like punch. I might have spelled that wrong, but never mind. And then this is a Pfand, and the Pfand in Germany I find quite funny. Well, it's quite a good idea really. Like, you pay, when you buy plastic bottles from a supermarket or something, you pay 25 cents or something like that. And that's for the plastic, and you get that back if you recycle it. So in this case, with the markets, you you pay for the Glühwein, and you pay like, so you pay $2.50, and then you pay the Pfand as well, so it'd be $4.50. And if you kept the cup and walked away with it, then, which lots of people do because they're like collectibles in a way, then you wouldn't get the money back. But if you bring it back, you get your Pfand back. Anyway, moving swiftly on. This is probably my favourite in this book, I would say. I really like Lumens, and this is, yeah, it's copied from a picture from the internet that I found, and it took hours to try and get it looking quite like the characters, and I think the overall effect is quite effective. Well, I hope so. And yeah, I sort of created the mountain scene in the background. There was a tree like this, but it was very difficult to draw the sort of almost hand-like leaves on it, but yeah. Now, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, will recognise who this is. So it's Yoshi and Mario, and yeah, he's my favourite character from all of Mario. I really like Mario. I used to play a lot of the games and things. And again, took hours, and I think the effect is quite realistic. You see the swirls have got big again, so it didn't actually take as long as maybe if it started with a tiny swirls would have done, but yeah, so it has that effect. I forgot about this one. This could actually be my favourite, if not second favourite one. It's Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet and Eeyore, and I was trying to look for a sort of scene with the bridge, so kind of drew it. It's not exactly, yeah, from a scene from the book or anything, but the characters I copied from the internet. The rest was kind of from my head. My friend suggested the idea of an apple tree. So yeah, that one is quite nice. This one I don't like at all. I think I stopped drawing in this book after this one. I just didn't, the proportions of the peacock aren't right, but it was fun to draw the feathers, try and get a bit of detail in, but it just, to me, it looks wrong, so never mind, it still took about 5 hours. You're probably getting bored of all this, but there are about 3 more drawings I've got. So my friend gave me a sketchbook for, again, Paper Chase. Very nice big one. And I was like, oh wow, I can start drawing A4 drawings. And I was thinking, oh, that's going to take forever, but it's actually quite nice and I like the effect. So the first one I did just some hot air balloons, some clouds, just pattern on the balloons. Very simple sort of design, not anything over the top, just to experiment with how long it's going to take to do an A4. And it doesn't take that much longer because if you see this book, it's not actually that much smaller than A4. It's a very strange size, between A5 and A4. Then, yeah, I tried to draw the world. It's, again, not perfect at all, but if you ever tried to draw the world yourself, it's incredibly difficult. There's so many little, I don't know, sticking out bits, and it's just impossible. It's not right, but got the United Kingdom somewhere. You can probably vaguely recognise it all. This is my favourite, probably my favourite drawing. I don't know if it would come close to the moon one. In my town that I'm living in Germany, it's called Weingarten, and this is the basilica there, so the abbey. Used to have monks living there. It's very, very famous. I think it's the second biggest Baroque church in Germany, something like that. So yeah, it's drawn from a photo someone had taken and put on the internet. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed my tour of my swirly drawings. Yeah, as I said, I use these pens, but I've also started using some of these Stabilo ones as well because they're running out. The amount of drawings I do, I run out of pictures quickly. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Comment, like, whatever you want below. But thank you for watching.